The bridge! Those Nazi bastards!
You're wrong. Marshal Tito ordered the bridge destroyed as a gambit. It is a ruse.
Yugoslavia is overrun. Marshal Tito has 20,000 men pinned by 150,000 Germans. They have many wounded soldiers.
The Germans were expecting us to cross the Neretva bridge. If they see it destroyed, however, they will mobilize in the north.
By the time they realize that the Yugoslavs haven't moved, the bridge will be rebuilt and crossed.
What? He's insane! Blowing up his own bridge and then rebuilding it. That's rather inspirational.
It is vital that the Germans believe the bridge to be destroyed. We must let a Nazi escape so the pilot can report it. But make it close. They must not suspect the trick.
I need to leave one alive and chase it away?
That's the plan.
Lass eines zum Kommen. Gut. Ja, bitte. Wie?
That's done. One Nazi plane is reporting the state of the bridge to his superiors.
Excellent. They will think that Tito moves north.
By the time they realize their troops will have covered many unnecessary miles, we will escape ahead of them.
Bombers!
Destroy them all. They cannot be allowed to report the bridge was already destroyed when they arrived.
This is madness. But shoot down bombers? I understand that.
Nice. Nice shot.
Good work.
This part of the plan I understand. Shoot down the bombers.
More bombers, Didi.
Second wave down.
Mehr?
A third wave of bombers.
Oh Gott.
The Nazis really wanted that bridge bombed. Too bad they were beaten to it. Oof, that's the last of them.
I have intercepted a transmission. They believe the partisans are moving northwards and intend to cut them off. We've succeeded.
We will rebuild the bridge and cross it before they can change direction. 150,000 men cannot react so quickly after all.
We won! The partisans can escape with their wounded. Dee Dee, we won something!
Alright, we won. Now what?
Die Verwundeten wurden schnell über die geflickte Brücke gerettet. Inzwischen setzte Tito und seine gesunden Truppen ihren Krieg fort. Es dämmert mir langsam, dass diese Männer kaum eine Wahl oder Chance haben. Die zahlmäßigen Überlegenheit der Deutschen ist riesig. Aber die Nazis, die hier kämpfen, können nicht woanders kämpfen. 150.000 Männer, die von weniger als 20.000 Partisanen aufgehalten werden. Bei einem Krieg, der sich über die Welt erstreckt, ein logistischer und wirtschaftlicher Krieg, hat ihr Tod eine Art von Bedeutung.
I remember when I first saw the ruins of the Norethva Bridge. Not 2 months since I'd flown solo to protect it. It wasn't even the Nazis who destroyed it in the end. The plan was sheer madness, yet I had to admire the gall of the partisan fighters. With their backs to the river, Panzer shells ready to rain down on their heads, they dared to bluff the might of the German army. The explosion shook the town to its foundations. But was it enough to fool the enemy into thinking the partisans were pushing to the north? The Norethva Gambit illustrated a kind of courage I had never imagined. That bravery seemed to be at the heart of all the resistance forces I fought alongside. Even though their war was already lost, there was no capitulation, no surrender, and no despair. Even Clive seemed strengthened during those days, seeking solace less often in a bottle, and more through his actions, working to improve my chances in the air.
Cool. Die Evakuierung der Neretva-Brücke war ein Erfolg. Ein paar Tage lang fühlten wir uns alle gut. Clive und ich betranken uns bis zur Besinnungslosigkeit, während Tommy zusah und wie ein Schlot rauchte. Und dann kam Gerard McIntyre und verdarb alles. Dem Gruppenführer ist klar, dass der Widerstand hier die Deutschen erfolgreich aufhält. Er hat mich gebeten, einen Offizier abzuholen, der kürzlich in Korkula gelandet ist. Ein Mann namens Edwards, der hier ist, um die Nazis zu beobachten, wie sie erneut versuchen, Tito zu vernichten. Ich glaube, ich lasse es einfach für 2 Sekunden angeblendet und dann könnt ihr es ja durchlesen. Ich habe meine Stimme ist tot.
McIntyre wants to speak with you, Dee Dee. His signal's weak, though. He's somewhere away.
Tell him I'm out. I need to reach the Kochula camp, Tommy. I don't have time to talk, especially to McIntyre.
Könnt ihr dann pausieren, wenn ihr es lesen wollt. Aber kann ich mal lesen, ey. Mund trocken und keine Ahnung.
We have fireworks. Damn it, Tommy, they're here to wipe the camp out. I can't stop them all.
You can take this wave out. It'll give you an opportunity to land. DeBeck, it's McIntyre. You've another wave coming. Land, get that man aboard, then get the hell out of there. Go!
Easy.
Captain Edwards, come aboard. Tommy, I have the observer.
Oh Gott. Hilfe.
Camp's finished.
I'm told you're important.
England currently supports the Chetniks. There's a sense we should be supporting the People's Liberation Army instead. Too late for this camp, of course. You're good.
Thank you.
Stop messing around, DeBeck. Get that man to safety.
McIntyre and I, we don't like each other.
Seems reasonable.
Ah, ich muss das noch. Fahren. Nice. Wenn jetzt noch mehr kommt, ey. Habe ich nicht gehabt.
Officially, the British army was supporting the Chetnik resistance, since the King of Yugoslavia was being sheltered in England. But the Chetniks' own atrocities had raised eyebrows in London and led to Captain John Edwards being sent to assess the situation. The People's Liberation Army were keen to accept overseas assistance, and Edwards was clearly impressed by their courage and organization. In the midst of the chaos of the war, Edwards offered a welcome taste of hope. Despite working undercover with the Slav resistance, witness to terrible fighting and painful sacrifice, his mood remained positive. With despair a constant temptation, his resilience was refreshing, attractive even. Tommy warmed to Edwards as well. I realized later that maybe the dashing young officer, so certain in his morals yet strangely carefree in his attitude, reminded him of a soberer version of my father.
Starterunterstützer ausrüsten. Ich habe keine Lust mehr zu lesen, Alter.
It's the worst case scenario, Dee Dee. Get Edwards out of there.
Damn it!
Just fly.
Being bombed. We are finished here, Didi. Sevojivka.
The hospital. Bombers. Bombers, yes.
Oh shit.
Nice work, Dee Dee, but we need to get out of here.
I must witness as much as possible for my report. People must know what is happening.
Look, ambulances.
Let's at least try to defend them.
No!
We tried.
Those were wounded soldiers!
There's a civilian settlement. Maybe we can help.
I can't shoot them down quickly enough.
You tried. This is too much for 3 planes.
2 planes in the dead weight by the name of Korea.
Ja, noch mehr. Alter. Noch mehr!
This is serious, Edie. We can't do anything more. We have to go.
Yes, I know. We have to save ourselves.
Na, ich muss wirklich spielen, ey.
It's over.
For us and for the dead. But what of those who still live?
Glück ist voll. Please read.
I was able to fly, to preserve some distance from the bloodshed. But on the ground it was inescapable. The massacre at Sejieska hung over the country like a shroud. Resistance was weakening, resolve was breaking. To come so close only to be so cruelly cut down. It was too painful to contemplate. We flew to Korchula. The island camp had been devastated, but we salvaged some fuel, some motor parts, some vile food. McIntyre joined us there to confer with Edwards. I reacted with little more than weary resignation. He offered work, which at least provided a distraction from the bleak mood I found myself slipping into. There was some action in Poland, and McIntyre wanted to influence it. More resistance men fighting impossible odds, he promised us. We had nowhere else to go. To my surprise, the despair seemed to take the edge off McIntyre's insufferable pomposity. His formal manner slipped away like the skin of a snake in the face of such loss and sorrow. I expected him to tire me with mission details and operational requirements. But instead he spoke of my father's old squadron. Those faces so familiar from Tommy's old photograph.
I barely remember their faces, you know. I hear their voices sometimes in my sleep. The men I used to fly with. Lenny Devereaux, the Frenchman, Archie, Bull, practically inseparable. A litany of border jokes. Trebek, of course. The crazy man of the skies. He who seeks death cannot find it was his motto. And some other chap whose name escapes me. Let's call him Tiddler and be done with it. He was a scrawny fellow after all. Krithia wasn't my finest hour. Of course, there are those who maintain that to come back at all is an achievement, and that losing a lad or two is par for the course. Flying was suicide in those days. Kites they were, not planes. Held together with glue and string. Paper kites. Rene got hit right away at the first of the machine gun nests. We had a key set of targets to take out, and the guns came first. I always suspected that Rene managed to get himself shot on purpose, but maybe I was wrong. He limped away, back from whence we'd come, and I'm sure he wasn't sorry to be leaving. The guns were silenced. Good job. Always hated the whir of machine gun fire through the air. Like angry insects. Hated the noise. We were to move on and neutralize an artillery battery next. No rest for the wicked. Should have been easy. The artillery. They'd make a big, fat spitting sign, and the shells would rise up in the air, big and fat and slow. Felt that way to me. Not a fast hit. A big, slow, hanging premonition. Archie had some trouble there. He got slow, got clumsy, and a stray shell. It couldn't have been aimed. Just bad luck for Archie. It hacked through his wing. Didn't even slow it down. But he went. He survived the fall, wily old dog. got the job done. No fuss or bother, if you know what I mean. More machine guns to come, and even from that distance, we could hear the Akak fire. Funny thing about war, we learn to fly and to drop things underneath us, so we learn to make weapons that'll shoot the flyers. Seems like the decent thing to do would be to simplify the whole operation and just stay on the ground in the first place. Akkas. I hear that sound in my dreams as well. Fiddler bought it there. Wish I could remember the lad's name. He was torn up in the sky, came down as pieces. Wouldn't have felt a thing. Poor sod.
Wieder knapp hier. Stop hitting me! Oh Gott, ne, das ist nicht fair.
Of course, I was never that clumsy.
Gut. Hä? Okay. Ich weiß nicht, was das jetzt war, aber danke. Das extra Ticket.
We took those nests, but it was time to go. Debeck wanted to go in, and Bull wanted to go see if he could find Archie. But as the man in charge, I had to be firm. Back we went. A good number of losses on both sides. Which is the point of the story, really. No harm in dying if your job's done, you know. Always preferable to live. A good pilot's hard to find. They die so bloody often. But if the job's finished, well, what more can be asked, eh? A good trade-off's what you're looking for. A sensible exchange, yours for theirs. That's war. That's the best you can hope for at the end of the day.